between the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I'll bring it to your city or your hometown. I'll go back in time when the feeling was fine, when funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way, a bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funkin' in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funkin' in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. And keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. It was good in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
And we're live
No more bar.
with a mouthful of pretzels. Welcome to Underdog Journey. I'm Wes. This guy is David, and this is Oktoberfest.
I love that.
Oh man, it is the happiest time of the year. Celebrating 10 years apparently of
Yeah, here at the Hopper House Columbus.
Oktoberfesting at the Hopper House Columbus. So if you're in Columbus or Grandview or the Central Ohio area, come on down, join us. We got a table reserved right here in front, and yeah.
Which officially ends on the first Sunday of
Yeah?
we're going to kick into
Oh man.
inside from a brewery in Jersey.
Yeah? I spoke to him earlier. He didn't tell me. Yeah. I was having a whole conversation with the guy. He didn't say a thing. Is it a surprise? Can we know?
No, so I want it to be a
Okay. Oh, we can't hear David. Speak, David.
Can you hear me now?
No, I don't think so. David, your mic's not on.
No,
I can hear you.
So if it's coming to here,
And they can hear me. Okay. So it's coming in here. Are you muted?
I'm not. I can't mute.
You can't mute.
It's not controlled.
We're going to test something. Everybody watching and listening, I apologize. 1 second. We're going to test something. Test.
The important part is the hearing.
There we go.
No, okay, we got me now? You got me now? We're good?
I think we got you.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. Oh, all right. So we need to start back over. Just do your countdown.
And a calendar. We love the photo on Facebook.
My
But,
card says your mic is not on. I got a text message. Bruh. He says bruh. He spelled it out there. Your mic's not on.
Mr. Hard, I apologize. We fixed David's mic. I know you were looking forward to hearing
Yeah, you got to hear what
David
I have to
and
say.
not me.
So we were talking
again,
about.
welcome to the Underdog Journey. I'm Wes. This guy is David, and yada yada yada. We're back.
Yeah. So I don't know what happens.
It's always something.
Occasionally, what'll happen is I'll get a lot of echo, and so he has to do some adjustment when we're remote. But when we're sitting side by side, then it's a whole different thing because he's not bringing a second local mic into his computer.
Well, part of the problem also,
dude, I was just giving you an out. Bud.
Every time we go, I have a better out. Every time we
Okay.
go remote, I have to break everything down. We have to move everything, set everything back up, and we can't really test these things.
Yeah.
The software I'm using, you can't really test a lot of things until you go live, and then you realize, oh, this is coming through, this is happening. We can see this, we can't see that. We had some problems last week where I didn't know we weren't streaming to YouTube.
Yeah, we weren't on YouTube
until we
last
were
week.
live. So
Yeah.
we are streaming now to YouTube. YouTube, welcome. And
So-
yeah.
Stop looking at my what?
Stop. Nobody's looking at your wife's cleavage.
Well,
Unless they're on
wait,
Facebook.
she's wearing a tight
and now
neck
we're all
t-shirt.
gonna look.
Yeah, what the hell?
And right there is Anna's photo. She says, "Wow." Even she's impressed. So John, look, just be happy with what
High
you got,
five.
man.
Yeah, just high five. Go with it. I'm not sure what happened there.
I don't know. It's gonna be a weird show.
It's going to be a weird show.
This
So,
is the show where we talk about the business of Oktoberfest.
oh God, I love it. So I pitched this idea. He's talking about my profile picture. Okay, all right.
There you go.
Okay, so at least
That's
there's some
I was going to
semblance.
say, John, we've had some drinks, not that many, but if look, I apologize.
You're a leader and a half behind me, bud.
The eyes go where the eyes go.
Yeah,
My current wife, I don't think is watching, so I think we're good.
I don't know if my wife's watching or not, but it doesn't. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
What happens at Hopper House stays at Hopper House.
Yeah.
Unless they're watching live on the internet.
So maybe because I'm looking here, and I'm going to refresh. Okay. All right, we're good. All right,
We're
back
good.
here.
Okay. We're not in trouble.
So I click this here. I click a button. I need to make sure this is muted.
In heaven there is no beer. That's why we drink it here.
Yeah.
That should be. They need to make a Hopper House T-shirt with that on it.
You
know
we
what?
do sing it here a lot.
We're gonna make an Underdog Journey T-shirt with that on it. That's our next T-shirt.
That was actually I shared out the podcast. And that was the title. It was like "In Heaven There Is No Beer." That's why we drink it here.
Yeah, we're
In
making
heaven,
that T-shirt.
There
It's gonna
is
happen.
no beer. No beer.
We're making it happen.
It's good stuff. Yeah. We sing it here. We sing it here a lot on like keg tapping nights. So this is the first time. Oh my Lord!
Yeah.
It's been this. I think this has probably been the longest stretch of time since I've been to Columbus.
Well, you have had an excuse. You've
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go to details. You've been out of commission.
Yeah. There
been a
were
whole
some extenuating circumstances.
Yeah.
Buffer. That kept me out. But yeah, it's been a while since I've been here. So I'll tell you, this place is it's actually a little calm tonight. So if anybody wants to come down here and throw a rager, there's room.
Right. We got the Stomptish sign on the table here. So that means come on
Nice.
down and get rowdy.
Yeah.
We might even buy you a beer. So come on down to Hopper House, Columbus, and
It's a good time.
join our reserve table. It's gonna be a good time.
Actually, we have two.
2 reserve tables.
We have two
Okay,
reserve
even
tables.
Better. Even better.
But, yeah. So anyway, how's your week been, man? I know you've been a little busy. I know I've been busy.
I mean, good problems to have. I've been really busy. Go to underdogplus.com, pick up your dog treats. I have a new vendor I've been working with, and they literally have been put me at maximum capacity.
Yeah.
This one vendor, it's nuts.
That's-
I need to scale up
that's
just to
awesome.
keep up with their orders.
That's
so
awesome.
it's been really busy lately. Again, good problem to have. How about you?
Yeah. So yeah, it's been good. I've been recording videos, and if people know me, they know that George Lucas. I am not. Editing and
I
things
saw
like
the special effects you had taped on your wall.
that. It was literally taped. So excuse me. On this training video, I think I did. I literally have multicolored masking tape on the wall. I'm sure there's millions of people out there looked at it. It's like, you could have just done that digitally and easily. And
Yeah,
the
dummy.
answer to that is yes, you could have. But I know how masking tape works, so,
Right.
and I don't know how digital editing works.
Right. You know digital editing. He knows tape.
So what's crazy is I actually have a client up in Canada that we're on the phone. They're talking to me and they're saying, we have this issue, this problem. And they're having this thing, and I'm like, wait! I have an idea. Epiphany has struck my brain, right? Like Shmi in the old Hook movie, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't actually classify under engineering in the company that I work for, so they refuse to pay for AutoCAD for me. So I pulled up Microsoft Paint.
Right. Look.
So I pulled up Microsoft Paint and designed in Paint a solution. They took that drawing
Yeah.
and put it into action.
That's
and they
hilarious.
are actually going to be rolling this out worldwide
from an MS Paint.
from Microsoft Paint.
That's
sketch.
really funny.
So it was great. So there's a guy I know. I won't mention his
Just have a
name.
little tree and like a rainbow you made with MS Paint.
No,
They're all like jaggedy.
no. It was, there are some things that don't. They're like, you could have straightened that up. I'm like, dude, I did it live on the fly, and this solution's gonna be rolled out worldwide.
No, you need a big
great.
whiteboard out there. You need to. You
I
need
love
like you need
whiteboards.
one of your entire walls. You need to set up like a giant whiteboard.
So Mike, who's watching, Mike knows, man. I love whiteboards, man. Me and whiteboards are like tight, but I don't have a whiteboard anymore, so I need to get one.
Mike, you need to hire David and I as consultants, and we can really boost your business.
Boost your whiteboard production, boost your whiteboard usage.
Well, boost our whiteboard
Board,
usage.
yeah. I just
We'll,
want to go to
we'll
his
say your
office
name every time.
So I just want to go to his office as often as possible so I can use the whiteboard.
I just want to hang out back in the work area because it's super
Oh,
cool back
the
there.
little tech area.
Back where we used to do our
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, back there.
I want to go back there. I want to do our show
Yeah,
from
that
there
was
all
cool.
the time.
That is.
If
that
they
is
had
awesome.
beer on tap, I mean, I would
Yeah.
never leave.
I mean, we could work that out. Actually,
Mike, we got an idea for you.
beer in the back room.
It's the future of business.
Yes, beer. Beer. It's the core of our show tonight.
Anna says if we need whiteboards, she has about 50 of them at work. Anna, are you offering to steal whiteboards for us? If
Anna,
so, we will
I'm
take
in.
you up on that.
I will come over and I will rent a U-Haul and I will take all 50 back. I would use 50 whiteboards.
No, if you can get us in
God,
there,
I
we'll,
love
Yeah, we'll
whiteboards.
clean that place out.
Oh, I love whiteboards. Whiteboards are the best.
I do need a whiteboard. I do. I desperately need a whiteboard.
So I kind of thought about getting one of those smart boards.
Yeah, my kids use those in school. They're nuts.
Yeah, and I've got projectors and all kinds of fun stuff as well. But I just there is just something about a whiteboard. I can lay out an idea and sometimes I look at that idea and go, well, that's stupid.
She says they're like 8.5 by 11. That's perfect.
Like wait a
You-
minute,
you-
pieces of paper, 8.5 by 11.
Oh,
Or eight
yeah.
and a half
If you're
feet
talking
by
about
11 feet.
8.5 by 11 feet?
Like 8.5 by 11. Oh,
well, that doesn't count.
wow, what the hell is that used for?
Okay, how about this? You give
Where's
us all
the-
50 of those. We'll connect them all together
Yeah.
into one giant one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you meant 8.5 by 11 feet. We would take
Yeah.
all of those.
Yeah, 8.5 by 11 feet. That's a lot of square footage.
John says, you're just talking about whiteboards today?
Yes.
So we do actually have a main topic. We'll get to it, John.
It's
Patience.
only 15 minutes into the show,
John,
brah.
patience is a virtue.
Yes, patience. But not one of the 4 cardinals, though.
Not one, well, look, nobody remembers the 4 cardinal virtues.
You should.
I should, but I do not.
You don't.
Because as soon as it comes out of my mouth, it goes out of my brain. It goes into my brain, out of my mouth, and it's gone forever.
I remember fortitude and justice.
Justice, fortitude, prudence.
Prudence, yeah, equal
And,
between cowardice and rashness.
I don't
yes.
think we're allowed to talk about this.
Yeah, we can.
All right, fine. Anyway, David, what are you drinking?
But it's fucking Oktoberfest. I'm drinking
You're
Oktoberfest,
drinking
bro.
Oktoberfest. Brewed
Yes.
by Jason here at the Hofbrauhaus
Yes.
Columbus. The best Oktoberfest you're ever going to have. The only better Oktoberfest than this I've ever had was the unfiltered Oktoberfest we had at one of your many going away parties.
No, that wasn't the going away party.
That was
the
the Mason
that was
thing.
you
You're right.
were you were master.
Anna knows. She's like shaking her head. She's like, that wasn't a going away party.
Yeah, you were the master. We were upstairs. You got to tap the keg, and we gave away 40 Steinmaster memberships
That's right.
and Steins that
And
day.
I still have one of the few remaining Steins from that
Yeah,
night.
I've got
One of the
one
few
too, but
remaining.
I don't use it because they seem to be a lot more brittle. They seem to be a lot more brittle than the new one. This October.
she says, are you going to take all
Un
of the
momento, sí, por
whiteboards?
favor, señorita.
Yeah, we'll
This
take it, Anna.
Oktoberfest is not from Munich. This is not. They ran out of the Oktoberfest from Munich, and
No,
they are
yeah.
now into Oktoberfest brewed here.
Yeah, and Jason brewed this. I just spoke to him.
Yeah. Well, I clarified.
Yeah.
Because typically.
Oh, that's what she was correcting. You said it's from Munich. No, this is Jason's. Yes.
Yeah, this Oktoberfest. Yeah, this is Jason's. So yeah, but it's good, and that's great because and Jason did say that this year's shipment of Oktoberfest from Munich for the Hofbrauhaus Oktoberfest Merits and Beer was the freshest that he's ever gotten here.
Oh, okay.
So this year's Oktoberfest that was shipped over was a really good,
It was
really
good.
good quality.
It was good. I
Now-
think Jason's is better.
I don't know because unfortunately I wasn't able to make it over here for that. But I got to tell you, if somebody told me, hey, you can only have either Jason's Oktoberfest or shipped over from Munich Oktoberfest,
Yeah.
I'm going to take Jason's Oktoberfest.
Well, you know where I had it? I actually had it at the Oktoberfest Columbus Festival.
Okay.
And that
yeah.
was the Munich Oktoberfest.
Yes, that's the
So
Munich
I had that over there.
Oktoberfest.
And it was good. I had one of the giant plastic steins they give you.
Yeah.
You pay $20 for the stein and
So,
$20 to fill it with beer, but it was good.
Which one of you guys have my Stein? So I
Oh, did they
actually
get you one?
I put out a APB all points bulletin APB to all the people over here to get a Oktoberfest Stein. So John's got it. So John's got me a Stein, and I've got several of them at home already. And those are typically my water glasses at home. I drink those glasses, and I fill them up 5 and 6 times a day.
I don't blame
mean,
you.
I love drinking
you
out of
hydrate.
those.
As much, well, look,
I like
as much
drinking.
alcohol as you take in, you need to flush it out. I get it.
I don't drink that much. I've had to talk to doctors 3 days this week, and they're
I
like,
don't
"Well,
think
how
your
much do you
doctors are watching
drink?"
the show.
They're like, "How much do you drink?" I'm like, "Not that much."
Did you
I'm
just
like,
laugh
and
afterwards?
I'm like, except last week I had 5.5 liters, and they said, "Excuse me."
Oh, that was one sitting. That was one serving.
Yeah, that was one sitting. That was one sitting. Is we did 5.5 liters. So the good thing is,
Did they look at you and say, "You should be dead right now"?
no, they didn't. But it was a great time. It was a great time. I was at a place called Wolf's Beer Garden in Syracuse, and they have a Hofbrau lager over there. They didn't have. They were. I drank them out of Oktoberfest.
Marshall's kind of like a lager.
I'm gonna turn my back on you. I ran them out of Oktoberfest. I drank so I ordered by the boot.
By the boot.
I drank from the boot.
By the boot. How many liters is a boot?
That was
Rather,
they
how
were
many
two.
Moss?
They were
how
two.
How many Moss is a boot?
It was 2 Moss, but it was 2 liters for the boot, and we drank that, and then I drank 3.5 more liters, and then some people bought me some shots. I have no idea what those tasted like. I have no clue.
Well,
I have
after
no idea
after
who it
5
was.
liters of beer. Yeah, you're not tasting the shots.
Yeah, the shots were just. We did a shot ski, so I did get a shot ski, and then the guy. It was a birthday party. The guy who did whose birthday it was like, I want to do a pickleback shot, and I'm like,
What's a pickleback shot?
so I didn't know either. So basically, they just pour
So a pickleback.
Pickle juice.
So basically, you drink a shot, then you have
after
a shot of pickle juice.
you have a shot, and then you do a shot of pickle juice.
That sounds terrible.
It was absolutely atrocious. And
I like
they
pickles,
did a
that sounds
video.
terrible.
They did a video of me, and I'm like, all right, ziggy zaggy, hoy hoy hoy, right? I down the first shot, and they're like, all right, pickleback. I'm like, all right, give me the pickle juice thing, I shoot the pickle juice, my arms draw up like this. I'm like, making this weird face.
So I do actually like pickle juice,
I do not.
but after a shot, that sounds. So my current wife makes fun of me.
She should.
My parents, well, for a lot of reasons, she makes fun of me.
For many reasons.
So my current parents, they never.
That's a new one.
We never had junk food around the house, right? So we never had candy, we never had chips, never had any junk food, never had soda, right? Never had any of that stuff around the house. They
You
weren't
shouldn't.
They weren't health nuts. They were just weird. Okay, so
You shouldn't. None of the stuff you rattled off are things you should actually have at your house.
right, all the stuff we do have around our house now.
Yeah,
Sorry, kids.
me too.
I apologize to my future kids who are in terrible shape.
Yeah.
But we never had this stuff around the house, so we had always had a jar of pickles, so we'd eat pickles, and then we would actually fight over who got to drink the pickle juice because that was the special treat after you eat all the pickles. That was it was a different time back then, kids.
Picture
a
it,
different
Sicily,
time.
1912.
We had to fight over the pickle juice.
We fought over the pickle juice. Yeah. So Anna says pickleback shot sounds awful, and if you watch the video,
Anna, this is your job tonight. Ask the waitress if they do pickleback shots. We're gonna do them.
find out.
Do it. We're gonna
because
do a pickleback shot.
I'm not going to do a no.
pickleback
I'm not,
shot
I'm not
ski.
going to do that.
It's
It was
gonna happen.
terrible.
And we're gonna make
I don't
this
eat
happen.
pickles, but so there was one. I call her Grandma Boffman, out of Sunbury, Ohio.
Okay.
She made homemade pickles,
Ooh.
and
I like the sound of that.
I was like, I'm not a pickle fan.
I bet they were good.
And John Boffman was like, hey, have one of these. I think you'll like it. And I loved it. It was
Homemade
delicious.
pickles are great. Yes.
Absolutely delicious.
Ask her next time you see her. Do you
Well,
still
I mean,
know her?
she's dead and he's dead.
Long since
So yeah,
passed.
it's long.
'Cause
Many
anybody who
moons
makes
ago.
homemade pickles also makes pickled onions. Now I hate onions with a passion,
Ah.
but pickled onions are next level, man. Homemade pickled. This is a weird show, by the way. This is Welcome to Hofbrauhaus House.
Welcome
show.
to Hofbrauhaus House. We're talking about the business of Oktoberfest, but right now we're deep diving on the pickle.
Nope, no comments. Dan McDonald says, I was in Connecticut and we did those one night after
man.
training with Jameson, Southern Comfort, Johnny. Hang on.
Okay, so for
Johnny
me,
Walker Black and another type of liquor.
oh,
so
he got a
you're-
Reuben.
You're doing
He got a
Johnny Walker.
Reuben.
You're doing Southern Comfort and Johnny Walker Black. That's a bad combination.
No,
in
okay,
itself.
so to me and John Boffman, pickle lady's son,
The
is
pickle
actually
king
the
of
pickle
Southern-
queen of
Yeah.
Sunbury, Ohio.
Yeah.
Her son is actually the one who got me in the industry that I'm in, so I owe a lot to him. But his drink was Southern Comfort,
There you go.
and I can't stand it. I cannot. It tastes like bubble gum to me.
Yeah, it's one of those drinks that you drink a lot in high school, and once you're out of high school, you're like, man,
Yeah.
I know of better
It's
things.
like it's like Jack Daniels. You remember when Jack Daniels like, oh, we have tonight. I'm having Jack Daniels. Like when you're
when you're in high school,
when
you're
you're
like,
under
Jack
when you're under
Daniels.
21, you're like, oh, Jack Daniels is the best thing on the market.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Daniels is. Oh, what'd you have?
So
Jack
what
Daniels.
was your go-to high school drink? Booze.
Water.
Booze that you weren't supposed to.
I
have.
didn't drink booze when I was
What?
in high school. I didn't.
High school?
No,
I
I got drunk one time when I was in high school.
really.
Once,
I would
And-
never guess.
and I was lit. I mean, I do things properly, right?
Right.
So
You don't go small.
yeah, I don't go small. It was go big or go home, and I was home, so I was like, all right, let's do this. And so I was at, I think my
What was it?
brother's birthday or something, and my cousin who was older than us
Yeah.
had bought, and so it was my brother's 18th birthday, so I'd have been 17. Yeah, I'd have been 17 years old, and we're out in the back of
You were a good boy, David. You were a good boy.
Yes, I was. From an alcohol standpoint, yes. But we're sitting there, and there was Seagram's vodka, I think,
Okay.
or Seagram 7 or whatever that is.
Yeah, I
and
like Seagram 7.
and
yeah. A little 7 and 7.
yeah, then there was Wild Turkey,
Oh, that's bad news.
151.
That's real bad news.
So yeah, and I mean,
And
I
we mixed
was,
them all together in a big bowl.
No, I just drank it straight from the bottle. And so my cousin was like, "Oh yeah," and he put his thumb over top. He's like, "Oh, and he's like, "Ah, yeah." I'm gonna
Oh
do that."
no, he tricked
And
you.
then I grabbed the bottle. I'm like, "Fuck, I can do that."
You fool.
Boom, and I drank a significant amount of the bottle.
And that's
and-
how you die of alcohol poisoning,
And
kids.
so here I am. We're walking back in. We're inside now, and I was like, "Man, I need something in my stomach. I want an ice cream sandwich." So I got an ice cream sandwich.
Oh,
and-
do not eat dairy when
Yeah,
you've been
well,
drinking
I didn't
heavily.
know this.
Yeah, no.
And my dad wakes up and he's like, "What are you doing?" And
I'm
I'm
dying.
gonna panic. I'm
I'm
like, "I'm
dying.
throwing the trash can away." That was the most coherent sentence I could get out. And my brother's just laughing his ass off because I am absolutely clattered. And my dad's sitting there swearing up and down I'm not that bad. Oh, no, he ain't drunk. I'm like,
Perfectly so.
I'm not going to say another word because if I say another word, I'm going to throwing the trash can away.
Right.
That was the best I had.
Oh, no.
That was as good as it was going to get. So anything after that, it was going to go downhill.
All bad.
Well, it was great. It was a great time. It was a great time. Yeah, that was it. And then it was probably, I mean, it was 17. I probably didn't drink again until I was probably close to 19 or 20.
Really?
Yeah,
You
I
were a
wasn't.
good kid, Dave.
Yeah,
You were a good kid.
well,
Holy moly.
depends on who you ask.
Aftershock is what got me through high school.
Yeah, aftershock.
Aftershock.
Okay, so
It tasted like cough syrup and had the same consistency.
oh,
But you had to eat all. You had to drink it all before
Yeah.
you get to the crystals at the bottom.
Yeah. What's great about it is you had to bust the glass
Yeah,
to get
that
at
was
the crystal,
the dangerous part.
and the crystal looks a lot like the busted
a lot
glass.
like the busted glass. So you had to. It was like roulette. Am I eating glass or am I eating crystals?
Yeah, am I eating?
Hopefully,
Yeah.
I've drank enough. I don't know the difference.
Yes, and we'll see what passes.
So aftershock is like a Shinneman Snaps. It's a
Yeah.
Shinneman Snaps.
He's a shitterman.
It's a Shinneman Snaps. So that got me through ski
I
club.
feel like we should have went with a Bond accent on that. It's a
It's
shitterman.
a Shinneman
It's a
Snaps.
shitterman schnapps.
And a calendar.
There we
It's a
go. See,
Shinneman
it's much
Schnapps.
better.
So yeah, she
Aftershock.
said aftershock is tasty. No, not after as much as I drank.
God,
So that got me through high school.
I kind of
Now,
want to look up aftershock.
Eventually, I graduated and went to college, and then I moved up in the class level to Goldschlager.
Oh, so
Goldschlager.
yeah. So even when
Because
there was
you feel fancy
Goldschlager,
because there's gold in it, and all the girls, they don't know any better. They
Yeah.
think you're fancy because you're drinking
Yeah.
literal gold.
yeah, you're drinking gold. So I got my wife with Jägermeister.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, we drank.
Yikes.
We sat with the tall bottle, the ridiculously tall bottle, the comically tall bottle of
Nikki.
Jaeger.
Nikki.
Oh yeah, she's a Jaeger girl.
Wow, Nikki, you're
She's
a
a Jaeger
wild
girl.
one. She's a wild one. No wonder
And
you
we
settled-
there were four of us
no
sitting at
wonder
a
you guys
table.
settled down together because
Yeah.
that's
Well,
a,
I mean,
she's
it's-
anybody who if their go-to is Jägermeister, that's somebody who likes to have fun.
Yeah, she had a lot of fun. We sat there and then we pass out. So it's
See-
like
And it's funny because I did drink an abnormal amount of Jaeger when I was in college, but now that I'm old, I still like Jaeger, but I like it.
I love
like
Jaeger.
it. I like to drink it like you're supposed to drink it.
yes,
You're not supposed to shoot Jaeger.
Yeah.
It's a digestive. You're supposed to sip it.
sip it, take your time with
So
it.
apparently in Germany, the thing is there's actually
Jaeger houses, yeah.
where you don't go. It's it's not a frat boy drink. It's an old guy drink. Bunch of
Yeah.
old dudes sitting in there just sipping on Jaeger, hanging out all day.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
sounds pretty awesome. to
I am
me.
all for that. I want to go to Germany, but I don't want to go to Oktoberfest. I want to go to the Jaeger houses.
If you were allowed,
Actually, I do
to-
want to go to the Oktoberfest.
If you were still allowed to smoke pipes in Germany, I would be all in for that.
So you
But
can't
you-
smoke. You can smoke pipe outside, right? You
In
can get to a Jaeger garden.
Very few locations.
Is there
It's
such thing
actually
as a Jaeger
really
garden?
cracked down.
I need to look that up.
Jaeger garden. Let's invent that. Let's make that happen.
That sounds like really cool.
Dan McDonald says Rumplemint 101.
Oh, Rumplemints.
Yeah.
Rumplemints. So that
Dan.
would be. So I would classify. I got to be careful because
Dan
the last
lives
time they had it at this
dangerously.
table.
Dan lives dangerously.
I also like to live dangerously. The last time we had one of these tables, I'm fat, so I kept pushing it further and further.
Yeah,
so
we almost lost the table. Yeah.
every so often I'll peek
good.
and just make sure that we're well back from
We're
the edge, and my fat ass is not pushing the table off of the little stage up here. Yeah,
So
it's
what's
good
your
times.
Rumpleman story?
So Rumplemints, I believe, is a good stepping stone between Aftershock and Goldschlager. I think that fills the
Fair
gap. Like I'm stepping
So
up
I've
my
never
game.
had Rumplemint, but it reminds me of a minty Rumpelstiltskin.
Chuck Hoffner sent a photo. Chuck, I'm on the air, bud.
Hey, Chuck Hoffner, if you're watching, I haven't spoken to you in years, man. Where you been?
Yeah, and Chuck, come on, bud.
All right. Anyway. So, David, you were worried about us not being able to make like 10 minutes worth of intro, which we've already been going for a half hour now, talking about Rumplemints and Aftershock.
Yes. So that's, to be honest, I just wanted to make sure we had a good 10 to 15 minutes of intro material. And
I think we got it covered, David.
to be completely fair,
Our
I
whole
know
show
that
could be the intro show.
if-
We should just rename it as the intro show.
the intro show.
And the whole thing is just a big intro.
Hashtag dialogue.
Welcome to the Underdog Journey. We're going to talk. We're going to say
Dialogue.
hello for a good 2 hours.
We're going
and
to
then
say hello
gonna
for
say
2
goodnight.
hours. and talk random stuff and not get to a point. I love that. That's awesome. It's like the greatest thing.
It's the Seinfeld of podcasts.
Man, we'd be a hit with ADD people.
Oh, that's this whole show. By the way.
That's awesome.
That's this whole show's ADD.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So it doesn't look like there's a Jaeger thing. There's Jaeger Square, which is actually here in Columbus, Ohio.
I know the Jaeger houses. We need a Jaeger garden.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jaeger Garden, because now you can do pipes and whatnot.
Right.
So that's good. That'll work.
Yeah, John, I'm not reading most of your comments. I've learned the hard way. I can't imagine why I'm not reading your comments.
What? Oh, it's on my screen now. Chuck's comment. Okay. All right, there he goes. What's okay? Days when we have.
Dan says, then today is Dr. McGillicuddy's.
What the hell is that?
Anna says that's totally what our podcast should be.
All intro, just mindless chatter.
Yeah.
Hey,
look,
there's a tank.
Hey, we need to talk, man.
Hell yeah.
So the audience is growing. Everybody come down to Hopper House Columbus. Yeah. Fill up.
Yeah, get a beer. Put it on his tab. I just pointed at somebody at random, by the way.
they love that.
Yeah.
They love that here at Hopper House Columbus.
Yes.
All right, so
that's good. So we have an agenda.
We have a little bit of news.
I like it.
A little bit of news.
Oh, okay. So cheap schnapps, Dr. M. Okay.
Yeah, it's cheap schnapps.
Okay, so I didn't know that. I did not know that.
So it's as we get closer to November, it's getting increasingly harder to find non-political news. Exponentially by the day, it's getting more difficult.
Yeah, well, I think the other problem with that is we like to politicize things that are not and should not be politicized.
Pshaw. Americans politicizing absolutely everything for absolutely no reason?
Like, oh, you like soccer on Saturdays? You must be a blank.
You must lean on this political wing.
Yeah. So what do you think about this person's chances? Dude, no.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh, you like to drink the beer, do you? All right. What do you think about this here candidate? No, I don't care.
Yeah, no.
I don't care. I want to drink my beer, smile, have fun with people, and fucking ignore my problems like a grown-up.
And that's out of it. Yeah, and honestly, when it comes to drinking and smoking tobacco, and notice I said, look, drink what you want, smoke what you want, whatever makes you happy. Just do that, and leave your dumb politics at home. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, but I don't.
I mean,
I'm a big political nerd, so I love talking about it. But look,
I try to avoid it. I literally try to avoid it like a plague.
Yeah.
You know, I think I actually might start because I'm just as guilty as anybody else. When I see something, I'm like, oh, that's funny. I'll share it. But just because I shared it doesn't mean I agree or disagree with it. It's because I thought it was funny.
Right? Imagine that. Somebody posting something because they think it's funny, regardless
comical.
of which wing of the political spectrum you happen to be on.
Caca. All right. What do you got? Do we have any news?
We have a little bit of news.
Wait. Okay,
that's
so we
not
do have
political.
News.
Go figure.
Nice. Is it AI?
It is not AI.
And to be fair,
well,
I've got to
stop.
I've got to stop picking on West about the AI stuff.
It's taken over the world, man.
Well, it's not just that. It's just because of how politicized everything is. It gets tougher.
It's getting way harder. Look, I mentioned a long time ago, this will be the first presidential election that is directly influenced by AI. And there are already laws in certain states outlawing AI political ads and memes. And guess what immediately happened after that law was passed? I'm not going to say which state or what happened, but it was hilarious, all of it.
Yeah. So Dan McDonald said, speaking of left and right, how are your stockings doing? My I don't know how you knew that Wes was wearing stockings tonight. But good job, Dan.
I
good
prefer
job.
the term bloomers. Bloomers.
So I'm at Lululemon. Lulu.
You were shopping at Lululemon.
So my daughter.
That's where David does most of his shopping.
So my daughter is.
You should see him from the waist down.
And my wife is liking it too. And so I'm in there, and we're shopping. I'm like, well, do you think she'd like a pair of bloomers? And the people that just turned around and looked at me like...
Because you said bloomers in Lululemon.
Because I said bloomers instead of underpants or whatever. But people just looked over at me like...
That's hilarious.
You don't look as old as you talk. But yeah, that's how that went. That went.
So Dan's actually talking about the stocks we invested based on political affiliation. So there are ETFs that you can
I don't
follow.
have my. I've got the wrong phone. I haven't logged in on this one.
So there are ETFs that you can follow that specifically automatically invest based on politicians, the Democrats or the Republicans.
Okay, so the last time we checked,
I won the coin toss, and I got the Democrats because I think their investments are magically, for absolutely no political reason at all, going to do better. And David, of course, got the Republicans.
so I got the Republicans, and mine are not doing as well.
Right.
At the last check-in, mine was not doing. You're at 27%, 27.47%.
I'm up 27%.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
yeah. I mean, if you get 27% return on something, I mean that's a good investment.
Look, if you take your life savings and get 27% into it, I'm not saying that I invested my children's college fund into this ETF. By the way, kids, you're welcome. I didn't. I'm not saying I did that, but 27% is a good return.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, 27%. I'm not up there. The Republicans have not went well.
Yeah, John, it's too political. I can't put that
No,
up.
no, no. You can say that because that goes along with it. So my boss is going well following the Nancy Pelosi. So, oh, hello.
Yeah.
Prost.
Prost.
I kind of drink.
Dan McDonald, by the way, said you're a juicy couture kind of guy.
Yeah. And he's not wrong.
Prost. Yeah, you should see David's tramp stamp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It says West was here. Oh, that backfired on you quick, didn't it?
I don't think you should use the phrase backfired after that comment, David.
Yeah, neither one of us. Yeah, none of us.
Nobody came out ahead on that one. I was going to say nobody came out on top. Nobody came out ahead on that one, David.
Oh, yes.
No.
Yes, this is why
It's
the
all bad.
professionals. This is why CNBC hasn't picked us up yet.
The only reason.
That's it.
It's the only reason.
That's it. ESPN wants us, but they're like, yeah.
We're the next Joe Rogan.
Who?
How do you
I wanna be-
pluralize Rogan? Rogai?
Yeah, I'd say that.
We're the next Joe Rogai.
Yeah, that did not help. And I do not have a tramp stamp.
I do have a photo of you wearing a bikini.
Yeah, that's
You
not.
want me
It's
to
not
bring
real.
that one out? All right.
It's not real. It's not real. You better not show him the real one. The real one to me in
The
bikini
real
is
one.
not good.
We'll knock your socks off. All right. So we do have some news.
I didn't have socks on.
You did not have socks on. I can verify.
Following her to the boat. Oh, yeah.
The
Moving
Botox
on.
Clinic. Let's. We're moving on. It's
Moving on.
weird.
So
It's
what's
getting beyond weird.
news article number one?
News article number one is a.
Oh my God, I love this one.
This is a good one.
So you didn't share this with me before the show, but I was actually talking about this earlier, right up there at the bar. Literally talking about this. We were talking about beers and these breweries that are out there going, "Oh, I've got this nice lager." When you get it in, it's basically an ale.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, so if you tell me it's an ale, then I'll drink it and expect an ale. But if you tell me it's a lager, I'm going to tell you this is a shit lager. It's like going to a zoo and realize, oh, it's like that Chinese zoo that painted a dog that looked like a panda bear.
Yeah, so a zoo finally admits that their pandas are actually painted dogs after backlash from business. They actually thought that people would come to the zoo and not realize those are dogs.
It's a fucking dog.
So
And it's like not even a good. It's not even good.
Yeah, so let's play this video.
It's like it's clearly a dog.
They look adorable.
Oh, they are adorable, but they painted them.
Oh,
Oh, we got-
advertisement.
God,
Womp womp. All right, so let's get through this dumb ad. Thanks,
the Beast Insurance. The Beast-
independent.co.uk. You and your silly URLs. Let's move on. All right, so this is insurance agency called Comparion. I do not recommend Comparion Insurance
Yeah.
because their ad is annoying me.
Yeah,
So,
their ad is interrupting our show.
Let's
And if your ad interrupts my show, you're guaranteed to not get my business.
Comparion Insurance Agency. All right, here's the ad. Here we go.
Here we are.
Dogs.
It's clearly a dog.
Now that's imagine the person who they had to pay to say, "Can you paint spots on this dog and these stripes on these dogs?" They're adorable. What kind of dogs do you think those are?
I don't know. Dog A. It doesn't matter. They're just clearly
Oh
dogs.
nope! And now we're getting another video about some
Insane Clown Posse.
the ICP is coming out. All right.
Yeah, I don't know what ICP means to anybody else, but it's Insane Clown Posse. to me.
Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Sane Clown Posse.
Yeah. Although that would be a great band name, Sane Clown Posse. And, you sing about cool things and doing things the right way.
Actually, the sane clown. That'd be funny if it was the sane clown posse. You just sing like show tunes.
Yes.
Just dressed as clowns.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello,
Hello,
my
my
ragtime gal.
But you have to be dressed as a frog for that one.
Yes. Actually, I like the alien from Spaceballs at the end of Spaceballs.
That wasn't at the end. That was it was
It
midway
was
through the movie.
just before the end. Yeah.
But yeah, see, kids today don't know that reference.
My daughter does. It's
My
my daughter's
kids-
favorite movie.
Refuse. I keep showing my kids Spaceballs, and I genuinely want to be called to the office at my kid's school because my son in the middle of
Surrounded
class
by
stands up and
assholes.
says, "I'm surrounded by assholes."
Yes.
I want that phone call,
That would be awesome.
and it hasn't happened yet. I'm very disappointed in my
Bullshit.
son.
Bullshit. Come on, Lachlan. You can do better than this.
Yeah.
Call
I-
people assholes
I'm-
because
I
let's
ju-
face it, they are.
If he stood up in middle class and said, "I'm surrounded by assholes," and I got called to the principal's office, I would totally give that kid
And then he covered his genitalia.
the best.
Surrounded by assholes.
Okay.
like they
I
do.
wasn't sure we were going with that.
No, like
But
they
yeah,
do.
I would-
Like
yeah.
when Lord Helmet and they all salute, but then they
So
cross.
everybody else would have to cover their genitals.
Yeah.
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 Well, no, and then he said, "Ludicrous speed," and he just ran out of the room.
Oh, that would be awesome. But instead of the room, he just ran into the door. Oh,
Parenthood is great.
It's good having kids. I wish I'd have thought of that with Noah. I could have got him to do it.
Noah, I could see Noah doing that.
I could have got Noah. Okay.
All right,
Ooh,
so
I like this.
We do have one more news item here. All right, so here we go. So this one, the biggest project in the history of mankind
The biggest pro-
begins. In the history of
Is
mankind
this the
begins.
strip?
52 billion solar panels, and America's covered. That's all we need. 52 billion. No big deal. 52 billion solar panels, photovoltaic panels from China, from rare earth minerals. That's all we need. No big deal. And America's covered. So basically, their plan is they've
If we're
started.
going to rip off things from China and power America, I'm okay with it.
It's not ripping off. We're paying them for these
Yeah.
photovoltaic
So what we
cells, by the way.
do, what we do is we pay it off and then we just collapse the dollar. Oh wait, we're doing that.
Oh, it's almost like somebody had that planned
Pataching.
all along.
Pataching.
Yeah, Klaus Schwab, are you on this show?
I don't know
Let's,
what you're talking about.
So, the biggest project in the history of mankind, bold statement. Basically, they're planning on covering all of the freeways in America with solar panels, which isn't a bad idea. I've often said, take some of the dead land that's doing absolutely nothing, cover it with solar panels. Why not? Here's one of the catches, though. I don't think people who are working on this understand how and why electricity works. Because when you generate that much power, you either have to store the power or you have to use all the
Hey,
power.
I'm all for storing that power, bud.
This is my point.
Battery
You'd have to
energy storage
store
systems,
the
bring it.
power because you don't use all of this power at once all of the time. You either have to store it or use it, or
So-
it's a complete waste.
What level civilization are we right now? I gotta find out.
Sub-zero.
We can't be.
We're not even a 1. As far as the Cardiff, you're talking about Kardashev.
Yeah, the
scale.
Kardashev. So you're right.
We're 0
We're a point. We're 0.72.
on the Kardashev scale. Yes. My 9-year-old son, by the way, he won't quote Spaceballs, but he does know the Kardashev scale. So, yeah, we're
Oh, that's bad.
not even close to a 1.
Okay, so this would help. That would help boost our numbers. Those are rookie numbers. You need to pump those numbers.
But again, here's the problem. I love the idea. You know, A for effort. What are you going to do with the power?
Well, you got to store it.
Well, so here's something
So
interesting.
you do something like this. I could transform the freeway system and the trucking because I hate trucks. I hate them with a passion. I hate trucks. I hate truckers. I don't like any of them.
Says the guy who just drove into town 7 hours.
Yeah, I drive an SUV. But truckers and whatnot, moving product, if you did something like this, you could tunnel underneath this with the boring company, and you could utilize that power to send back and forth doing maglev, which is the technology we talked about a couple weeks ago.
This is a good first step.
You
will
gotta
say-
get there. Yeah, you got to take the steps to get there.
So a lot of people don't realize Nikola Tesla. We're going to go down that rabbit hole.
Oh, Jesus.
Nikola Tesla. One of his energy ideas that he had, and he actually put this into execution, and it worked. He actually recommended that we generate mass amounts of power. We distribute it not through wires, guess what, but through microwaves. So you can actually safely transport electricity, usable energy, through microwaves, and anybody can access it at any time. The reason we never implemented it is because you can't monitor and charge for it if it's just in the air and anybody can use it all the time.
Yeah.
So now
you would have to trust people to use a consumption, basically a consumption meter
basically
at
but
your at each
now that
individual
we have
resident.
modern technology, those sorts of meters can be built into every electronic device you can buy, right?
Yeah.
Now, if they could build these and have all of the power basically going out into the ether and anybody can tap into it at any time, and their devices are basically monitoring how much power they're using and are charged appropriately, that would make sense. But as it stands right now, this is a good idea, but either you're storing that much power, which there aren't enough batteries in the world right now to hold that much power, or it's just going away into nothing. Now, here's something interesting. So a lot of people don't realize Microsoft, the company Microsoft, is refurbishing and reopening 3 Mile Island.
Oh yeah, I just seen that. They didn't buy 3 Mile Island. They are opening 3 Mile Island, but they are selling all the energy that is produced off of 3 Mile Island to Microsoft for AI.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
Microsoft is basically getting all the power for their AI systems.
Because
And
AI is very energy.
And Google actually has plans
expensive.
to build several new nuclear plants, and everybody's all for it, and that's great. Look, I think nuclear is technically the safest, cleanest form of energy.
You know what's going to happen when you start seeing videos on your YouTube, and it's on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime wants you to think that all of nuclear is safe as well, because
But it is.
Amazon, I think it's the most safe.
It's the safest and cleanest
Safe.
that we have.
Yeah. Yes.
It just has a bad name because people, if
Yeah.
you're hungry, and you have to
All we
hack it
got to
out of the
do
70s.
is when we're done with the material, we send it up into space. Superman collects it and throws it into the sun.
Obviously.
What? Yeah, that's literally how hard is
Literally.
this?
Come on.
Point it at the big yellow ball. Go.
You got one target. What
Yeah.
could go wrong?
Yeah. It shoots across.
Look,
we miss it. We catch it on the other
We
side.
all
It
know.
blows us
We all
up.
know the safest phrase in the entire language is, "What's the worst that could possibly
What's
happen?"
the worst? What's the worst that can happen? or if you're a police, if you're in the police or fire, here's what I want you to do right now. Grab your mic, key it up, and say, "Awful quiet tonight," just to see what happens.
Exactly.
It's
the
awful
worst that
quiet
could happen?
night. What's
But
the
either-
worst that
but-
could
but
happen?
look, this is a good idea. What are your thoughts on this? You know my thoughts
Uh,
on the 52 billion solar panels.
I don't think we need 52 billion solar panels to power the energy consumption of the U.S.
But am I correct in the idea that there's 0% chance we could use that much energy at
Well,
once?
no, there's
Again, you
no,
gotta store
there's
it,
no.
or you gotta
You got to
use it.
do storage, and again,
But there's not enough batteries on Earth.
who I am, I'm all for that.
I agree with you for my own selfish reasons.
Yes.
But there's not enough batteries on Earth.
Yeah, you don't need
I'm
it.
not sure we have enough cobalt on Earth.
Okay. So I just actually watched
Or lithium, rather,
Oh
on
my
Earth.
lord, I'm just such a nerd. So I just watched the
We know.
recycling of lithium-ion batteries, and they're getting the black gold or whatever the hell it is out of them that they can recycle and make into brand new, full power lithium-ion
Black
batteries.
gold, Texas
Black
tea.
gold, Texas tea.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's no reason why you can't reuse lithium. You just need to refine it, which eventually will reach the point where we've reached, I guess you'd call it peak lithium.
Right.
I don't think we're anywhere near to that.
Well, yeah, we're also going to reach. We're also going to reach at some point the threshold of
I think we'll
enriched
leave
uranium.
Earth. I think, frankly, we'll leave Earth before we reach peak lithium. But
I mean, again, everything when people say, and one side, politically, it can one side's always, we need this, it's better for X, Y, Z. The other side's like, well, you don't get electricity when the sun's not shining. Like, have you
Which
ever
is
heard
why-
of a fucking
that's why
battery?
God invented batteries.
That's
Right.
why we have a battery, man. It's fine. and while it may not be the end all be all solution, it is a step. And you said that earlier. It is a step.
It's a good. It's
a good step.
You know what? And it's a step that I think might be necessary as long as we're willing to take the next few steps.
Yeah.
Here's part of the
Understanding that it's a step.
problem. I think we're going to need a Gene Roddenberry-esque vision of the
Gene.
future to make it possible.
You mean
though.
me.
Which is
That's what
going
you
to
need.
mean very, very wealthy people saying, here's my wallet. I'm going to put this to the side for a minute, and we're going to focus on what's right for the future. Which is why I don't think it's feasible or viable, because that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's what needs to happen if we're going to make that next step.
Yeah. Okay. So let's look down at this a little bit because it says the biggest prostitute in history. Biggest prostitute.
The biggest prostitute.
The biggest prostitute in American history.
We're not going to go there.
Started working in Oktoberfest in Germany.
In 2024, which is an election year. Let's see. Groundbreaking initiative.
Which could match 60%.
60% of 2023's global electricity consumption. Look, if we could cover, I think there's another project happening right now where they're talking about covering the Sahara Desert in solar panels, which should cover.
Wait. That's going to take away from the hot sand market.
Oh, I wish I had that article handy. Fresh hot sand delivered to your door.
Oh, fresh hot sand. This is actually a lot more. This is a lot more viable.
Everybody watching and listening, fresh hot sand. That was a real thing we talked about.
We do make fun of it a lot.
Can't
it's not fake. It really is a real thing where these people think that for some reason delivering fresh. What?
It was a dirt battery. It was basically a battery full of hot sand, and you can get new hot sand delivered to your door.
Whenever you need new hot sand. I don't know how hot sand. I don't know how long.
How hot is the sand?
I don't know.
It's really.
I mean, if you get
hot
too
sand.
hot of sand, doesn't it just become glass and dirt?
I mean, I can make my own hot sand. It must be really hot if I can't make it myself.
I guess.
Man,
where the hell you put it?
We should reach out to that company. We
be like,
out.
all right, what the hell are you? They're out of business by now.
They're
out of business by now.
Easily. Or they're pulling down a government contract for multiple billions of dollars.
So, which means we need to be in the competitive hot sand business.
What's the
get hotter sand faster?
What's the market share of hot sand?
All I need is 5% if it's billions.
Fair enough. Look.
Yeah.
A tiny footprint in that market. All right.
50 billion solar panels to be installed.
Look, so it's a good idea.
Greening the future towards the first ever photovoltaic
highway. Yeah, so basically they're going to cover highways.
Solar panel highway. Okay.
Look, I don't even think you need to do that. If you took every rooftop in major cities, cover it in photovoltaic cells, you're going to power most of that city most of the time.
Yeah. Even on cloudy days, you still get quite a bit of power through.
Well, not only that. Like we said, you either got to use it or store it. So you get a battery system for each building that has these in there.
And then protect those batteries because it's important.
Protect the photovoltaic cells because you get one hailstorm, and you're going to have to replace a lot of solar panels. There's a lot of problems here, but it's a good idea, a step in the right direction. So that was my news for the day. Interesting.
It is interesting.
We're not going to get political, yada, yada, yada.
I just look at it from the business aspect.
Oh, no,
I don't care about
the.
I don't care about
photo here of some people.
We can take. Never mind.
Yeah, we're not going there. We're not going there. So anyway, check it out. If you're interested in battery backup systems, remember your battery backup system, it does have a lithium-ion battery in it, which could go into near spontaneous thermal runaway for virtually no reason at all, which is how I'm going to sell it.
I've got videos if you need.
It's Anyway, good idea.
I got video.
Not quite there in my opinion, but it's interesting.
It's there. Yes. All right. Hey, it is 7:54. We've been rambling for
almost an hour.
Nearly an hour.
Hey, I missed a lot of comments, by the way, so I apologize. I missed some comments here.
I missed a lot of things. Basically, build the sphere over the Earth.
So, I
mean,
mean,
there is actually some thought to that. You don't necessarily need a sphere. You need a armature.
Build armor around the Earth.
Not armor. Tony Stark? Not armor. Armature. An armature. So it's part of a motor. It's part of a motor that you could use to generate the electricity from the rotation of the Earth, and then you could use the atmosphere and microwave.
Oh, you're talking about the drag line through the upper atmosphere. Yes, they didn't talk about that. That's actually a really good one. So here's what you do. So
and they did it
in
Highlander. I'm just kidding. It was actually a shield in Highlander. I just wanted to say Highlander.
Yeah, no, in Highlander, it was actually, they did the Matrix thing where they blacked out the sun.
Yeah.
That was different.
It up.
But there's actually a proposed technology where you could take a low Earth orbit satellite, and have basically a drag line, a long copper line coming down from the
through
satellite.
The ionosphere.
And it runs to the ionosphere, and it picks up this static electricity through the ionosphere. And guess what? It uses microwaves, which I already mentioned,
transfer
the energy back
through
to
microwave
stations on Earth. So there's a lot of ideas. We'll get there eventually. But, that's a different topic for a different day.
0.7. 0.7. That blows my mind. I didn't know where we were. I did not know where we were.
What are you talking about?
The Kardashev scale.
Oh, on the he's still talking about the Kardashev.
It just blows my mind. 0.7. That is.
I'm surprised we're that high.
That is.
We are basically cavemen, David.
We are.
We are one step away from throwing rocks at each other in the head.
I'm gonna go
Actually,
find
in
some hot
places
chick,
on Earth,
grab her
that's
by
what
the
we do.
hair, and drag her to a cave tonight.
This
That's
is
just-
Central
that's just-
Ohio. I'm sure half the chicks would love that.
I've seen some of the books they're reading these days. I'm sure they would.
Anyway.
Anyway. Yeah. 0.7.
Yeah, on the Kardashev scale, we are nothing.
Ugh,
Why
that is
haven't
rough.
aliens contacted us? These beings that can transverse the galaxy,
Yes.
intergalactic space. Well, because we have literally nothing to offer aside
Yeah.
from rocks.
Yeah.
We basically just invented fire. Why would they contact us?
Yes. That is where we are. We invented fire. If anybody thinks we are higher than that, 0.7, dude.
We are Tom Hanks after he said, "I have made fire."
I have made fire, and then he took his tooth out with a scape.
Right, that's it.
That's it. That's a great movie.
It was a good
That was
movie.
a great movie.
Tom Hanks is really underrated. Remember back when he used to be funny?
Yeah. Yes.
He used to be funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tom Hanks, we miss
Anyway,
you. All
we're
right.
talking about the business
of Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
After an hour into the show.
Yes. So we have actually in the past talked about the business of beer on this very stage with the brewer, the head brewer here at the Hofbrauhaus in Columbus, Ohio.
I asked him if he wanted to come on the show. He said no, not a
Yeah,
chance.
he said no. I'm good. I'm out. Plus, we don't have a mic, so yeah,
It's a whole thing.
it's all good.
So,
It's a
Dave,
good thing.
so we're talking about the business of Oktoberfest. So tell us a little bit about the history of Oktoberfest. Tell us about the origins of Oktoberfest. What is
Yeah,
this? What is
it's-
this crazy thing aside from just drinking beer, mass amounts of beer?
So it actually, I'll try not to do it. I'll try to remember as much as I can from just my memory, and all of it comes from drinking beer here.
The memory
it's,
or the losing of the memory?
the use of the memory.
There you go.
It comes from a wedding in 1810 of Prince Ludwig to Princess, and I don't remember Teresa. Yeah,
Teresa.
Princess Teresa, and she was not from Germany, but or Bavaria, but it started as a wedding party that just didn't stop.
And we're still celebrating that wedding party.
So
That must have been
yeah,
one
so
heck
this
of a
is
wedding.
literally the longest wedding celebration in all of the world, in all the history of all of mankind.
That's amazing.
And it started out as that, and then it became more of a harvest time. And the beer hall, the Hofbrauhaus, the beer hall over there, was at that time the Royal Beer Hall.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be. I would get an invite, but you wouldn't get an invite.
I would not be invited. I'm
Yeah.
not invited to a
Yeah.
lot of things right now.
The
I would
red hair over
certainly-
there just
No, they recognize I don't have a soul. And they would say, nope.
says, "Oh, you foolish man! Japanese people don't have souls." It's from South Park.
Japanese people?
Yeah,
I don't
from
think
the,
they
it's
said-
from the
I think they said
original.
gingers.
No, it's the Japanese. It's the original South Park movie.
All right, I got to see that
Bigger, badder, and uncut.
one. Okay. I don't
It's the
remember that
original
part.
one.
I remember the
The,
ginger
gold,
episode.
the golden PSP.
I-
The golden PSP. So yeah. Anyway, so it started out as that, and it was timed basically with the harvest of the season, and that is what we're at. So at the time of year after everybody has put in massive amounts of work in harvesting the grains and all the stuff that you would have, they made a beer based off of that, and it's a Meritzen style beer, which is March. So we get Meritzen style beer, or Marzen if you're here
Mhm.
in the United States. You get that in March, and you get it in late September, and Oktoberfest ends, I believe, the first Sunday of October.
Yeah.
So why they call it Oktoberfest instead of Septemberfest, I don't know.
Because it sounds cooler.
But Oktoberfest is fun.
Oktoberfest.
But I will call out a very specific city, Chesapeake, Ohio, which is my hometown. That's where I graduated high school. They have an Oktoberfest in October, and they spell it OCT. They spell it like this month, Oktoberfest. What's
That's
even
funny.
crazier is my home city, township, whatever the hell it is dry. They don't sell alcohol there.
So, well, that okay.
You're
so
not
that makes
having an
sense then.
Oktoberfest. Stop claiming it. Go
So,
away
in that
or
case-
get drunk,
And that's
like
why
the
they're not
rest of us.
That's why they're not having an Oktoberfest.
Ah.
Okay,
Ah,
they're having Oktoberfest OC.
yeah.
Right. So because there's no booze, they can't really call it Oktoberfest. They
Yeah.
call it
They
Oktoberfest.
shouldn't be allowed to do it at all. It's
Fair enough.
ridiculous.
I agree.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I agree. A certain level of inebriation must take place.
Yes. Yes.
We're not advocating for alcoholism, but we.
I'm just saying get close to it.
walk that line.
Walk the line as a little
Walk
cunt.
the line.
So, yeah. So, I mean, there were a lot of things in the initial Oktoberfest with horse racing, gambling, prostitution is huge.
And it still is, David.
It still is, absolutely.
It still is.
So here is a fun fact. Here is a fun fact. Fun fact number one. Google will not tell you how much money the prostitution industry makes in Germany during Oktoberfest. You can get the numbers.
Why. I don't.
You can get the numbers for the year. You can get the numbers for quarters and whatnot, but it will not give you the numbers.
I can't imagine why. That sounds like information everybody needs to know.
Yes.
And obviously, the ladies of the evening in Munich, they report all of their earnings.
Yeah. Yeah, tax system's a little different over there, apparently.
Yeah.
But
It's,
yeah, so it doesn't tell you.
Don't ask how they take credit card. All right, so
Nice.
there are the economic impacts are huge, by the way. So I got some notes on the economic impact.
So what kind of money? What kind of money? So we're talking. We're in England or not England. Fuck. We're in Germany.
Germany.
The Queen was England. Or
England,
the
Germany.
Queen. The Queen of
Pshaw.
England was German. So why should not?
They're all related.
Yeah. But so we're in Europe. So the euro is going to be the currency.
Yeah.
What kind of dollars are we talking?
All right. So.
You got a calculator going. Okay.
Well, so I just found
1.12.
euros.
Okay.
So in euros, 1.25 billion billion
No.
euros
You got to do the thing. You got to do the thing.
$1
Billion
million dollars. $1.25 billion annually just in Munich. Euros rather. So let's take the. How many zeros is that? That's a lot. That's a lot of zeros.
That's a lot of zeros.
Hang on, I'm going to delete those zeros and just do the math in my head. All right.
So it's $117 million.
Yeah, so $117 billion.
$117 billion.
Yeah. So $117 billion is generated just in Munich during Oktoberfest. That's massive. No wonder Munich puts up with all the crap from that festival.
Yeah, and all those prostitutes. Whew.
It's a lot of. For $117 billion, you can buy a lot of hookers.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
Look. It's what do they say? Something work is real work.
I don't know. It's the oldest profession.
The oldest profession. It's real work, according to modern peoples. So that's a lot of money just from that one festival.
107.
And the
so it's
visitors. So the visitors that come in Munich, just Munich during that. You keep saying you want to go to Oktoberfest in Munich.
I do.
I'd love to see it.
Next year. Next year we're planning.
I'd love to see it, but here's the stats. Just in Munich in 2023, 7.2 million visitors.
That's 7.2 million new friends, bud. I will talk to every single one of them.
Good luck finding a hotel room.
Book early.
Yeah. Go to what's that website that you get the rooms? The
Booking.com. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, no, my wife's a travel agent. I'll just do it with her.
There you go. Yeah, I'm sure there's a Disney cruise that lines up with whatever river runs through it.
Yeah.
So 7.2 million visitors bring in $1.25 billion. I'm not doing the math on how much each one individually spends, but it's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
And employment, just temporary jobs for that time. In 2023 brought in 12 to 13,000 new jobs.
Yeah, I would do
the
the State of the
economic
Union.
impact.
I would do if I'm Germany's president or prime minister. Where the hell I'm doing the State of the Union address during that
Oktoberfest.
period.
Can you imagine?
We've made 13,000 jobs in 3 days.
Right, exactly. You're welcome.
Yes.
So that's insane. I would love to see it, but I don't think I want to be there. That's too many people.
Okay. There's too many people.
If there's 10 people in a room, I'm uncomfortable.
All right. So 7.2 million people.
That's a lot.
All right. Now, who is the star? What is the star of the show?
The beer, obviously, the Oktoberfest beer. So in volume
Hell
alone,
yeah.
volume alone, 7 million liters of beer are served annually.
In heaven, there is no beer.
No beer.
That's why we drink it here.
My glass is empty.
Mine's
mine's
not.
done.
Mine's not. I'm going to keep drinking. A little bit of dead air there, but we get over it. 7
Now it's
million.
empty.
7
million
million
liters
of beer.
That's a lot. Or what you said? A Moss is 2 liters. No, a Moss is
Moss
1
is a
liter.
measure.
A Moss is a measure.
Moss is a measure of beer.
of 1. It's 1 liter though.
Is it a liter of beer?
It's
Is
1
it
liter
2
of
liters?
beer.
I have no clue. So,
Well, see, she said
oh,
2.
dear Lord.
She said 2. I think it's 1.
Yeah.
We'll
go with whatever.
We'll go with in the middle. It's 1.5 liters.
Our viewership in Germany, let us know which was right. What the hell is a Moss?
So the beer alone, the 7.2 million liters, brings in 75.7 million euros gross revenue at 10.8 euros per.
Yeah,
per liter.
$10.80 euros.
That's not a bad price. I pay
Yeah.
more than that for a liter of beer at Columbus Oktoberfest.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's
easily.
not bad. And in those, so that beer is served. That's just the main events. That's not counting the main 38 beer tents they have set up. So
Yeah.
these 38 beer tents they have set up are on top of those other 7 million liters of beer. This is where the math clears up. So every place serves beer in Germany.
Oh yeah.
Every place serves beer.
Yeah, you go to Kindercare for your daycare, beer.
Right. So that 7 million liters is just coming from the normal beer sales. Now,
Jake from State Farm, beer.
there are 38 beer tents set up throughout the Munich Oktoberfest. Those 38 beer tents serve these 6 traditional beers, which we'll get into here in a minute. The 6 traditional beers, and they bring in an additional 300 million euros.
300.
So
million.
cumulatively, that's 375.7 million euros in beer alone.
In beer. Oh, God,
Beer
I love it.
alone. That's not even counting the munchies that you get after you have
Yeah,
all that
or
beer.
the prostitution. Yeah.
Or the David's a very focused guy. He's very, very narrow focus.
So, and it's a reason for that because Germany has one of the loosest laws.
I think you're phrasing, David. Phrasing.
I phrased it perfectly. Some of the loosest laws on prostitution. So, just want to bring that up. And I don't bring that up if I'm trying to plan a trip there without my wife. I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on. We're monks. We're going to go see the monks.
Yeah, your current wife keeps saying, why do you want to keep going to Oktoberfest in Munich, David?
I don't
why
know.
do you
I
want
love
to keep
Germany.
leaving me at
I
the
love
hotel
Germany.
and you want to go out and do stuff?
Yeah, you got back at 3 o'clock in the morning. What's
why
happening?
did you get all this anti-itch cream
Yeah, I don't know.
before you go to Munich? I don't know
yeah.
what's happening. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm just going to stop and get some.
Why are you stopping at?
I'm stopping at penicillin on the way.
I saw you were talking to Pete Diddy about picking up some baby oil or something.
So I have no idea what's going on there. All I have no idea. Intentionally,
They found like
intentionally-
8,000 bottles of baby oil in his house.
That's not a lot of baby oil.
And I saw a photo. It wasn't just like a normal little bottle of it. It was like a gallon-sized jug of baby oil.
That's a lot of baby oil.
You don't even want to know what else they found. There are things they
No,
found
I don't. I don't want to know.
that I
don't
won't
wanna
mention on
know.
the show.
I'm just a huge fan. Not. My wife just said ...
Is she- I didn't see it.
Apparently, she's watching now.
Nikki.
I can't keep talking about prostitution like
hey,
that.
Nikki, so all those trips that David keeps wanting to take to Munich without you, I'm just saying.
I'm not saying it's prostitution. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying it's prostitution. I'm just saying get him checked when he gets back. All right. So
Go keep the penicillin handy.
now the Oktoberfest in the U.S. is also so. Oktoberfest is a global celebration.
It really is.
A global celebration. I tried to find stats for the Columbus Oktoberfest alone, but they don't really share those stats.
Yeah.
I really wish they'd expand it, make it more of a community thing, which it should be. You were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, we
So
were up here. We're talking about it.
Here's the thing about Columbus. Everybody watching and listening who don't know. In Columbus, everybody and their brother has a brewery. There are so many breweries, craft breweries, microbreweries here. It's nuts, man.
And there are the
And
little
every one of
cities
them.
and municipalities all around.
And every one of those
Columbus.
breweries and every one of these municipalities has their own Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
If we would combine all of these into one just massive Oktoberfest celebration, it would be the biggest in the country by far.
By
It would
far,
be
we would rival what happens
in Munich.
in Munich.
It would be a global event.
Yeah.
I think if anybody could do it,
Central Ohio could.
maybe Brewdog could organize something. But here's the problem.
They
I don't
got
think a
space out there,
central
too.
organization could do it alone. I think it would need to be a community event where everybody comes together and a central organization isn't profiting. That's a different conversation altogether. We're
Yeah.
not going there. But let's.
Greedy bastards.
We need to make it happen.
Yeah.
Let's start organizing.
Yes.
Let's start organizing.
And then we need
Because we have nothing else going
first
on. We have no other projects in our back burners. We have nothing else to do with our time. Let's make this happen.
Yes,
Let's make
yes.
the biggest beer festival in
think,
America.
I think the biggest thing we need to do first is get direct flights from Columbus to Syracuse.
to Munich. I thought you'd say Munich.
No, Syracuse. Damn it. If I could hop on a plane and be here in an hour and a half
Instead of 7 hours
versus
drive.
7 hours of driving,
Yeah.
I would be here more often. I would be here much more often. Get a direct flight. This is ridiculous. Columbus, Syracuse. Wherever I am, back to Columbus. Wherever I am, back to Syracuse. That's what needs to happen. I'm tired of so that's why I drive. That is actually why I drive. Because I would have gotten here later if I'd have flown.
Yeah.
The wife says ooh, so she's talking about me.
Well, she said, ew. I'm going to take it more like an ooh. Like
No.
she agrees with. Like,
No. I'm going to go with ooh, because we're rewatching the OC, so it's ooh.
Ew.
And she's looking at me going ooh.
Fair enough. Well,
yes.
no grown man should ever watch or say OC. All right,
What?
so let's move
It's a
on.
great show.
Let's move on. So I also got some stats for the U.S. Oktoberfests. I tried to find stuff for the Columbus Oktoberfest. Couldn't find it. They're not really publishing that stuff. But I found one that's pretty much the same size. It's actually a little bit smaller.
Okay.
The Oktoberfest celebration in LaCroix, Wisconsin,
Okay.
which generates $15 million for the local economy.
Just locally, 15 million.
Which is not bad for like a week-long celebration, because those celebrations only happen for like a week.
yeah,
in,
at best. So
right.
it's usually
It's not like the Munich thing.
it's usually a week and a weekend.
Right, that's
You,
it.
you only get one,
like one
full-
weekend
and the
out of it.
money really comes from the weekend.
Right. So, but just look at that though. So in beer alone, not counting everything else, Munich generates 375.7 million euros, which let's just say it's almost 400 million euros, $400
Yeah.
million rather.
Yeah.
Almost
Our-
$400 million. This one that's close, one of the larger ones in America, generates $15 million.
It's a rounding error.
Collective.
It's a rounding error
is.
for Munich.
Wow. I mean,
That's a lot of money.
I
Munich
would
brings
love
in
to
from that.
see the real Oktoberfest in Munich, but I'm not sure I want to.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
So Nikki has a thing that she posted the other day about some kind of a special deal. Actually, Kevin had commented on it.
Okay.
And we're going to look at it for 2025.
For going to Munich?
Yeah, for going to Munich.
Oh, wow. Really? You're brave. Nikki, you're a brave woman.
Well, no, you're going with us. It's not like that. You have to go. We're going to podcast from there.
In 2025.
Yeah.
You think you can plan right now and
Yeah.
plan and and actually get a room within
Yeah.
100 miles of Munich for
Yeah,
2025?
Absolutely.
0% chance.
Absolutely.
0%
Absolutely. I
chance.
can do it.
I challenge
actually,
you.
I don't even have to do it. I've got a person to do it for me.
This is a formal challenge.
Forward.
A formal. I will throw down my hat. I will pull
You
off
forgot your hat.
my white gloves, and I will smack you across the face.
You forgot your hat, and you're not wearing
I
gloves.
did. Well, so here's the thing about the hat. My hat was all ready, and I did. So I told you earlier I forgot my hat. I
Yeah.
didn't tell you the whole story. That's only half true.
Oh, okay.
I didn't tell you the whole story about the hat. So my hat was ready.
There was a gypsy.
It was lined up. I was going to bring the hat. I wanted to bring the hat. And my current wife even said, "Hey, don't forget your hat." And I said, "I won't forget the hat. I'm totally going to bring the hat." Only after she said, "Don't forget the hat," then I forgot the hat.
Ah.
I'm not saying my current wife is right and knows me better than I know myself, but I did forget the hat.
Oh, she tuned in for 3 seconds. Like, yep, I knew he'd forget the hat, and then
she
just
tuned out.
logged out.
It's right. Well, that's when the psychic powers kick in.
Yeah.
Wait, he said I'm right. and then it's over. So,
Yeah, it's gone.
yeah. That's married life.
My
But
wife is right.
it's like when the Jedi detected disturbance in the Force. They just know.
Yes. It's as if a million voices cried out all at once, and then were silent.
As if a million voices cried out, "You're right," all at once, and then we're silent.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Women.
Where are we?
We're not in Munich, that's for sure. All right,
We're
so
gonna be next year.
so, we'll see. Look, I challenge you. All right, so employment. Remember, in Munich, it generated between 12 and 13,000 jobs.
Yeah.
Temporary jobs that came in.
How many came in Lohan, Wisconsin?
LaCroix, Wisconsin.
That's what I said.
Was 211 jobs for the local
211,000.
No, 211.
So I'm not going to give a state address during this because we made 211 jobs last week.
211 jabs.
They took our job.
They took our jabs, pouring our beer.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, no. All right, so and then beer sales. I couldn't find any stats on volume of beer.
All right,
I'm willing to bet it's significantly less than the 7 million liters generated in Munich.
How much beer does the U.S. drink
During Oktoberfest.
During Oktoberfest?
All right. Let's see what Google tells us.
Let's see. So Google's going to come up with it always
Check
comes
the
up with their thing here.
Check the Googles.
United States are significant source of
We do like to drink.
I want numbers.
I'll admit, the U.S. likes to drink. And here's the funny thing. So when you go to Germany and you see people drinking in Germany, they drink more throughout the year.
Yeah.
Americans tend to drink more at once.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot more at once. So I'm willing to bet we might be on par. Maybe not 7 million liters on par, but
6.9 million liters.
6.9 million?
That was numbers as of 2015.
Well, that's disappointing.
Now, you got to go up to the side to get that.
That's the entire country.
Yeah, we're not.
As opposed to the 7 million liters just in Munich.
Yeah, so 2015. 2015, it was 7.7 million liters of beer at Oktoberfest. 2015. So there was a reset in 2020. So you can look back. It was growing up to 2015. It had a bit of a dip from 15 to 19, and then it wasn't there for a couple of years.
Okay.
And when it came back, I'd already determined I was going to go. I want to go to Oktoberfest, and I had decided there's no way in hell I'm going to go to Oktoberfest the first year back. I'm not going to do it.
After COVID?
Yeah.
The first year back would be insane.
No way. So Adidas has a pair of shoes that are vomit proof.
You took something from the show notes for later. That was one of the trivia pieces for later.
Oh, was it? It's $8.19. How much later are you?
Vomit-proof shoes.
Vomit-proof shoes.
That's
I knew
hilarious.
this outside of this.
You got to find a photo.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and find a photo of this while you're
that'd be good. So there's you can go to Adidas and it's a pair of shoes that are vomit-proof, and they are designed based upon Oktoberfest. And that would be another stat that I would actually be interested in. How many liters of vomit are produced during Oktoberfest?
Right? Yeah, there you go. All right, so here's the article in Forbes. I'm going to see if this has to do with the shoes.
Okay.
Yada, yada, yada.
I'm going to drink some water.
A picture of a guy wearing lederhosen and a giant ad that takes up almost the entire screen. There it goes. Okay, it's going away. Here we go. I don't know necessarily what makes them vomit-proof.
Yeah, what the hell is that vomit-proof?
Well, they're dark. They're dark-colored, so...
Okay, they're yellow and dark color, so are they drinking Dunkel beer?
The words Prost, German for cheers, are embroidered on the shoes, on the side of the shoes. Actually, I kind of want those shoes now.
I kind of want those shoes, too.
Let's see if we can find a pair of those. There's a guy in lederhosen wearing the shoes. But, so apparently they're vomit-proof. I'm willing to bet they're just waterproof and dark. So if you do puke on them, you can't see the stain.
Adidas.
The shoes cost $240. Holy moly.
Literally, I talk Adidas vomit, and it's like proof sneakers. Here, this is what you're looking for, bud.
There you go. Okay.
Gazelle shoes.
Well, you got to find the ones that say
here it
Prost
is.
on the side. You need the ones that say Prost on the side.
Yeah, I want the one to say Prost. I'm looking here, see if I can find it. The 184th Munich Oktoberfest, September 16th to October 3rd. So we're 10 days into. Those are really good looking shoes. I like those.
They're not bad. They're not bad for puke-proof shoes. They're not bad.
Yeah, this is good. I mean, is there a link? Come on, man. Forbes, give me a link.
Forbes, do better.
What the
man.
hell,
Forbes do better.
And it's like, hey, do you want to keep Forbes for fuck off?
Too many ads. Forbes,
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah,
Too many
you
ads.
stop.
man.
Just stop it with the ads.
Holy moly!
You are almost as bad as the Weather Channel.
Oh, it's awful.
Have you
It's
ever have you
painful.
tried recently to log
Not
into the
recently.
Weather Channel? Oh my
'cause
god,
it's a pain in the ass.
It is
I
brutal.
can see the weather by walking outside.
Yes. So I get up every morning. And I'm like, Alexa, what's the weather today? And it tells me. And the only thing I know is like, am I wearing shorts? Am I wearing jeans? That's it. Because I'm up north, so it's cold in the morning already. I'm closing the pool when I get back next
You
week.
like it. You like it. Your comfort zone's like 50 degrees. You're like my current wife. You guys, if it's above 50, she's sweating.
It's not quite that
I've
bad for me.
I've
but
slept in your house, and I've never been so cold in my life. It was the middle of summer, and thank goodness you had that giant down comforter on that guest bed because man, I was freezing.
So what's crazy about that comforter is I can take that house down to 35 degrees, and you can be under that comforter. You're gonna have icicles on your nose, but the rest of you can be like, "Oh my god, I'm dying! It's hot as hell."
No, I was still freezing under that. So you got to know, I have no blood.
Yeah, you were saying
I
that.
have very little blood.
Very little blood.
Yeah, I feed the vampires regularly, apparently. So
I'd look into that. That's the problem.
blood schmud. It's overrated.
Who needs blood?
Who
Everybody.
needs blood?
Everybody. So yeah,
So that's Oktoberfest.
yeah, that's Oktoberfest.
That's basically Oktoberfest. It's a huge global event. You would not believe how much money and beer are generated for Oktoberfest in Munich. I'd love to see it one day. If you can get if you can get hotel
Nikki,
rooms,
find it.
if you can get hotel rooms for 2025,
I just told my travel agent to make it happen.
I'll find a way to be there. I don't
Klaus
think
is
it's
going to be
happen.
there. Klaus is going. John
I'm not
is
going to
going.
hold my hold my breath.
Yeah, it'll be there.
I'm not going to hold my breath, but I will. My current wife, if you're watching, this is my challenge to David. I don't think he can do it, but if he does, I have to go. I'm sorry. I have to go.
It absolutely is.
I have no choice. It's not the
It's
prostitution. It's the
It's
challenge.
also the prostitution.
It's
It's also the prostitution. So we talked earlier. It's one of the things that's crazy is at Oktoberfest in those tents you were talking about,
the beer tents. Yes.
the beer tents. You are only allowed to serve beer that is brewed within the city limits of Munich, Germany.
Right. So that's one of the rules. There are actually rules about their Oktoberfest over there. So here, you can go to Columbus Oktoberfest and you can go to the Hofbrau booth. One of the many Hofbrau
the barn,
booths.
yeah, the
And
not tent, but
they'll
it's-
serve Oktoberfest, but it's shipped in from Munich.
yeah.
So here, you can buy one of the big six. They call them big six. There's Paulaner, Spaten,
Spaten's great.
Lowenbrau,
Lowenbrau's good.
Hacker Porsche,
Hacker Shore.
Hacker Shore,
Yeah.
Hacker Shore with a P,
Yep.
Augustiner and Hofbrau.
Steiner. Yeah,
And
Hofbrau's the
they're
best.
all brewed there in Munich. So you can only buy those beers there.
Yeah, those are great. Those I mean all six. I mean you're not gonna go wrong with those 6 beers. And I've had a few of them. I haven't had
There's a couple I haven't even heard of. I haven't heard
Augustiner. I haven't
I
had
haven't had
Augustiner.
Spaten. I haven't had that.
I've had Spaten. Spaten's delicious.
And I haven't had Hacker.
Hacker Shore. Yeah,
Hacker
so
Shore.
I had Hacker Shore on the show a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago. It was one of the beers I had.
Okay, good to know.
And it was
pretty
pretty good. It was pretty good.
I've obviously had Hofbrau. I had Hofbrau.
Oh, yeah.
On the show.
Yeah. So, you get there and here's a nice one. I like this last one here, number 10. 2,000 Oktoberfests around the globe.
Yeah. Well, there's probably more than that in Central Ohio. I don't think
I mean,
they
I
count
have an
all of them.
Oktoberfest every time I celebrate a beer, but
Look, in Central Ohio, every fest is Oktoberfest.
yeah,
If you're doing it right.
everybody here
You better
because
get some crowlers, by the way, on your way out.
I might.
I'm pointing at the crowler.
Oh, not the girls. Okay. All right.
Your current wife is watching.
No, she's not. She went to sleep.
That's fair enough. All right.
She's done with my shit.
Aren't we all, David?
Indeed. So I think that's a pretty good showdown and showdown and what we've talked about with Oktoberfest.
She is watching. By the way, she said the trip to Munich on it, and
he might not be able to do it,
you
but I
may
can.
not be able to do it, but she can.
Okay,
So,
A,
Nikki, this
I
is
can
a
do it.
challenge.
I can make it happen.
Nikki, this is a challenge to you. He keeps saying where there's a Dave, there's a way. And I think what he means is where there's his wife, there's a way, because he ain't doing it.
No, I can do it. I can do it.
She's just still here for some reason. Fair enough. That's the best review we've ever had in the show, frankly.
Still here.
That's going to be our next advertisement.
Still here for some reason. 200. So next week will be episode 222.
222. The big 222.
222. We should make something of it. We should wear tutus.
No.
I was hoping I could get him to buy in and go get a tutu, and then I wouldn't do it.
No. I forgot my hat today. You think I'm going to remember a tutu?
Your daughter would be absolutely, she would be giggle crazy.
She's already giggle crazy. There's something wrong with that kid. Dan McDonald's still watching for some reason also. He says Jägermeister would be involved. Yes, it would.
Yes.
If we go to Munich, we will absolutely stop at a Jäger
We're
house.
hitting some Jäger houses.
I might stay at the Jäger house.
Yeah, yes.
I might just live there.
So I want to go to the things. I want to not test out my vomit-proof shoes. I want to go in early.
We all have to get the vomit-proof shoes.
Yeah, I want to go in early. I want to have because you have to buy tickets for each individual tent.
Yeah.
So if you want to go into a tent, you have to have a ticket to go into that tent.
Right.
So I want to go get my Hofbrau house tent and tickets, and I will go have a liter of beer there, and then I want to get the out.
Yeah, they're not pulling in over $1 billion in revenue out of the goodness of their hearts.
Yeah. So I want to go in. I'll be like, oh, this is great. But there's like carnivals and everything else there too. And I want to go through the midway, and I want to, talk to the prostitutes and just, just enjoy the environment.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
no.
Next week,
I'll bring plenty Purell.
Next week, ask me. So, how did your conversation with your wife when you got home go?
Yeah, Nikki, let us know how that goes. I know some good lawyers. We can make this happen. So, Nikki, you and I
know some good lawyers. We can make this happen.
Nikki and I will be just sipping on some Jaeger. You and Klaus can be out tearing up the town.
Tearing up the prostitutes. All right.
Yikes.
No, I want to go. I want to have
a gross, Dave.
So I want to go. I want to get a beer, and I want to go back. So back to the Jaeger house would be great.
Yeah,
back to Jaeger. I love Jaeger. Jaeger's delicious.
Look, and
I don't want to ruin it with Red Bull.
So German Jaeger house is actually way different than U.S. Jaeger.
Okay.
It's still pretty much the same. It has that same
the black
Jaeger
licorice.
flavor.
Okay.
The anise. I hate saying anise because it sounds like anus.
Yeah.
It has that nice anise flavor. But
you can use that for fishing. By the way, for those of you guys out there that may like fishing, you can. Well, actually,
that would really improve your fishing process.
You actually might
drink some Jaeger.
Drink some Jaeger. And I might have caught fish. I don't know.
I'm happy.
You can use the sweet anise.
Sweet
anise. The sweet anise. You can get it in a Ziploc bag. Take a single like a sewing needle, poke in it, tie it in a tree, and just drop and bait the hole, and the fish will come right there. And you can just all day. Clean house.
And that whole sentence is way worse if you replace anus with anus.
Do not poke your anus with the threading needle.
Yeah, and you just
poke it.
Just hang from a tree and just boop. You're all good.
And I've been David. He's been Wes. This has been the Underdog Journey.
Weird show.
Episode 221. We'll see you next week for episode 222. Wes is going to wear a tutu, have his makeup done by his daughter, and we will see you guys then.
And David may or may not still be talking about prostitutes and may or may not be single. We will see you guys next time.
Hey, if I'm single, I'll have my eyebrows waxed or done or whatever they do.
Yeah, we're moving on. And we're out.